UVCE Chronicles, sing it loud. Echoes of our past we're proud. From the heart of Bangalore to the world we soar.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of UVCE Chronicles. I am Abhinandan from 4th Sem IISc, and today we have with us a very special guest. So he's a MEC graduate from our college and has pursued his higher education in MSc and PhD in Premier Institute of Indian Institute of Science, and currently he's a central research scientist at Indian Institute of Science, and also associate professor at Vedic Wellness University. That's an interesting portfolio we have over there. Let us welcome Mr. Omkar, sir. Welcome.
Namaste to all.
So, in UVCE Chronicles, we believe in the art of self-introduction. So, could you please give us an introduction about yourself?
Yes. Well, I belong to 1979 and 84 batch of UVCE Biomechanical. Ours was, 10 semester scheme. The last 10 semester scheme, that was for 5 years. We had that was our last batch. We had for 5 years. And subsequent to my doing B, before that, UVC is a wonderful place. The location is very good. And it was a very premier place to do BTech. So we all enjoyed our days at UVC, and we had a very good friend circle which is very active even now. We are all most of us are in touch. And I think in December, our batch is celebrating the 40 years of coming out of UVC. So that shows how old we are. Thank you. So then I joined Indian Institute of Science for my post-graduation. Then I now working as Chief Research Scientist. There I am pursuing several areas, and one is, of course, the drones and UAV. Another is the AI, the MLDL, whatever we talk about those things. Then I also have a lab on yoga and biomechanics because I'm quite passionate about yoga. And even when I was in UVC, I was already practicing.
You won Rajyothsava process for yoga, right?
Correct. I got Rajyothsava for yoga long back. That was given quite long back, because those days a lot of my yoga programs used to come on television. So that gave me a lot of boost. So I think the government decided to honor me with that award. So then at IISc, I've been teaching several subjects: introduction to helicopters, flight mechanics, flight vehicle design, neural networks, biological inspect techniques, etc. So now we are very actively involved in the works on drones and, of course, AI. We're using AI drone data deciphering, as well as precision agriculture and some of the applications in health sector. These things we are pursuing back in Indian Institute of Science. So now we also have got some good funding. I was the PI for getting funding for about 6 startups under IISc from the Ministry of Heavy Industries. So they are also going. We are encouraging the youth in the startup culture through Government of India. So these are the programs that are going on right now. And I also have a project now, apart from many other drone-related projects. One of the unique projects that we have got is from Indian Council of Medical Research, IISc and St. John's Medical Research Hospital. We have proposed we had proposed a technique to actually monitor what is called a general movement analysis in the newly born babies. Observing this GMA will help to predict possibility of cerebral palsy in that infant.
Okay.
So this is something not usually done in our country because such specialists who can observe and uh, detect some possible anomalies, they are not really available. So we wanted to automate it just by recording the videos using a mobile phone. We have created an algorithm based on pose detection where we can measure. So that is actively going on now. So that is a very interesting project which should have a lot of societal implications.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
So, yeah, it's a very brief introduction.
And of course, other thing is, of course, I am a practitioner of yoga.
Mhm.
I do run a yoga studio at Banchankri second stage, where a lot of people come. We have more than 200 students coming to our yoga class. And I also run a YouTube channel, Yoga with Omkar, where I have put nearly 1,500 videos online. Not just the yoga postures, breathing techniques, and some of the talks on spirituality. All this stuff is there for users.
What sparked your interest in yoga? Because we see that engineers have a poor work-life balance, right? Like it's a statistic says that
I think that is work-life balance is itself not a good word. I think work-life integration is what is necessary. I think that's possible for everyone. Well, even before my entry into BE, I was into yoga. Maybe thanks to my maternal grandfather, Nilakanta Shastri, he was doing some of these practices. So that impression should have helped me to get into these things. And in engineering, of course, we used to get a lot of time to do all these practices. So that's how it picked up. And IISc also, yes, it is a very wonderful place which promotes all these kind of things. And now, being in aerospace, yes, we have a yoga and biomechanics lab. And that is the kind of freedom IISc gives. You can follow your interests.
what does yoga and biomechanics teach? Like, what does it do?
For example, some of the what in particular we are doing is about the postural mechanics, and we are trying to see how what kind of muscles become active during which phase, and what are the kinematics and the forces that are involved in various postures, including the practice of sun salutation, etc. And we have done some work on balance and stability. We have published a couple of papers on how astronauts can practice yoga in space. So, yeah, variety of these things. We have an 8-camera motion capture system and set of EMG and IMU sensors and motion capture suit, which helps us to do all these analytics. We use this OpenSim human body software for developing some of these analytics.
Oh.
Yes.
So, what sparked your interest in pursuing aerospace engineering?
Well, back in my days when we came out of BE, actually, honestly, I did not know that there is a place called Indian Institute of Science, being in Bangalore. Because those were the days when all this social media, internet, mobile, nothing was there. The information used to be quite isolated. And as many of my classmates, I also wrote on this GRE, TOEFL stuff. But due to some family problems, I could not really take on that path of the journey. So I was just seeing. Then through some contact just went to IISc. Then somehow first I got in some project. Then I started studying there. Then I got absorbed into the regular stream. So it was not really actually planned or anything. Only these days you people plan a lot. You study. There's so much of things that happen. But back then there was no such thing. It just happened.
Because we are surrounded by information right now.
Yeah, now information glut is another problem anyway.
Yeah. It's kind of boon and bane at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. But we were much more peaceful than these days students. Because we did not know what is happening around the world, what to do, just to go with the wind or our attitude.
Okay. So, what advice would you give to students who are aspiring to be a aerospace engineer like you?
Well, yeah, aerospace, yes, it has got good impetus now even in the country. Because just 2 days back, I went to give a keynote address at Infosys. But they were saying, yes, there is a lot. We need a lot of aerospace engineers. But one of the problem is that, the practical knowledge, that's a key thing. Aerospace, to understand some of these aerodynamic principles, etc., it is very essential that we actually have a lot of practical exposure. We need to do some experiments. That is true of all hardcore engineering, you see, that is electronics, mechanical, etc. You need to have some good lab facilities to understand the basics. So I think if the institutes who have aerospace, if they can align themselves to the requirements of the industry, then I think good engineers could come out, and there is tremendous scope because now all major players like Rolls-Royce, Pratt & Whitney, Boeing, Airbus, they have all come to India in a big way. And there is huge demand also if they are in fact, they are not able to recruit because right people are not there. Okay. That is the thing. So I would suggest that, yes, have that good wetting the hands, as we say, is very, very essential. Don't just simply do some studies and forget things, or don't just get satisfied with some simulations on the computers, but do something practically. Because ultimately doing is the most important things. And even if you repeat some existing things, like for example, if you want to do some small aircraft, see, it's something easily you can do. You can do it using even a foam to understand some of the basic things, how things work. So doing is very, very important. Any hardcore engineering, and that is where that skill in India or make in India can become reality. It cannot be done just right away in industries. It has to start from the engineering colleges. They have to actually put a lot of thrust on making things, realizing some engineering product. Product means it need not be to the level of the market. There is no need, but at least a working model should come out of their studies. So if that is done, then the skill will develop, and that Make in India will become a reality.
Okay. So, would you like to share any of your projects you have done in the past?
Oh, there are many actually we have done, and many of them we have published.
Anything memorable?
Yeah, there are many. In fact, one of the flagship projects of our lab is radiation monitoring. In the sense, worldwide we see that it has happened that some of the nuclear reactors can blast, and it creates a lot of radiation, and it can affect. And at such situations, human interference is impossible, dangerous. So yeah, there are a lot even if that happen. Yes, you're right. You're right. Right. So we wanted to develop a technology using drones or UAVs to fit the radiation measuring instrument. There is an instrument called Giger-Muller counter, which measures the radiation. It can be mounted on a UAV platform. So we thought of doing that. We designed the aircraft, and we wanted to test. We got the equipment also. Because it's a very important project. In case something happens, UAVs can go and there is no danger. It can send the information about the radiation level across whatever region you choose, and then you can decide what is the safe zone, what is dangerous zone, and what actions to be taken. So when we wanted to test, we had again a problem. How do you test radiation? There is no radiation, but we want to test. And if you inquire in our physics lab, they will give a cobalt, small cube of cobalt, which will emit radiation only to about 1 feet. But we wanted to measure up in the sky. Then we learned that there is a place, in Kerala, Chavara coast, where the thorium content in the sand is high, because of which the natural radiation is itself 12 times higher than in our Bangalore. Yes, 12 times higher in Bangalore. That gave us a good move. Then we went with our team to Chowra Coast to test the possibility of using these kind of equipment. So we proved that it is possible. We measured radiation in Bangalore, radiation there. The 12 times higher we got. Then we wanted to prove using UAV, that is a fixed wing UAV, because it can go and cover large areas very swiftly. So we designed appropriately, and we were successful. We have all the results. So while doing that, during the third flight, evening, because from morning 2 flights were successful, our students they said it was sufficient, but they said we will do one more. So when they were doing, we lost the communication link. Okay, so we didn't know where the aircraft is going. Then we thought, because it is sea coast, so naturally we assumed that it has gone into waters, and it's a huge loss. But yes, we had to look at the GPS was showing some active signals. We were puzzled. Then this WhatsApp, etc., came to our help. We started, the locals also helped us by sending to their groups. Have you seen any strange aircraft kind of equipment? Then finally, what had happened was communication was lost. After we recovered, we came to know, because camera, everything was intact. The aircraft went into a swirling mode and just missed water. It hit a coconut tree and just safely landed. And some local fellow picked it up. He didn't know what it is. He took it to home on his cycle. All that was recorded. He didn't know there's a camera there. Then finally, the police also helped, and we were able to, with the help of locals, after 7 hours of rigorous search throughout the night, and about 11 kilometers away, we could recover it. So, no, somehow you see in all these experiments, why things fail, because we lost the control. So it started swirling and went, because communication is lost. We were controlling, no control input went to it, so it behaved a little crazily and went. But yes, Kerala being land of gods, they say, so God smiled on us, and nothing happened to our aircraft or the equipment. So this is one thing that I can remember. So like this, we have done many projects, even for agriculture, for tomato yield estimation, mango yield estimation, and lot of publications we have done on nature-inspired computing to solve several engineering problems. And we have flown more than 100 different varieties of aircrafts in our lab. It's completely designed, fabricated, tested, everything at our lab.
Nice.
And yes, it ranges from ordinary foam models to advanced composite models. All that we have done, and we were the first to fly a turbojet engine Delta aircraft, high speed. We were the first. It came in newspaper. Our work on tomato yield estimation also was covered in newspaper, and we made drones for water pollution monitoring. That was also covered in newspaper. And one of the things that we did, the unique thing that we did, was how to drive the drone just by your thoughts. So, because wherever we think, the electrical potentials will develop, and you can capture it by using electroencephalograph, EEG sensors. So we bought a 14-channel Epoch headset. You can wear the headset, you can close your eyes and simply keep thinking that the drone should go to right. And that signal you can capture through, of course, it involves future extraction from the signals, etc. Once you extract, you can send it to drone to go to the right. If you think left, you can make it go to the left. If you think it had to go up, you can make it up. Down, it will down. So this was also covered in newspaper and TV channels also. This came. Apart from this, as we have done some studies on yoga, and they have also been covered quite extensively in the leading magazines and electronic media. And because of this background, well, we could both yoga has helped our scientific outlook, and scientific outlook has also helped our understanding of yoga. So that's how you see I've been authoring a regular column, Yoga Made Easy, in The Week magazine. It's a national magazine.
Okay.
And it is coming from 2007 till date. So it is more than, I think, more than a decade and a half it's been coming. So like that, we have been able to, and several other Taranga magazine in Canada, they also covered more than 50 issues on some of the scientific aspects of yoga. So that way it is mutually helped to do. So these are some of the highlights of the work. And of course, today, yes, Google says it all. So you can Google and find out the kind of work and publications we have done.
Okay. So you have worked as an advisor to TCS, right? Tata Consultancy Service. So what is the role
many.
What is the role of an aerospace engineer in a corporate like that?
Well, you see, because now many corporates have taken to especially drones. So some design issues, etc. Yes, they do call us. And not only this, various other companies do require. And I am also the chairperson for standardization of drones in India. And under my chairmanship, already we have published the standards for agricultural drones in India. So because of this, a lot of people call us for consultancy. Generally, for a particular problem, they call us, and we, to the best of our knowledge, advise them. So that's how it goes.
So are there any mentors that guided you through this journey that have affected you significantly?
Well, yes, exactly. If you take, I should thank my professor at IISc, Nagbhushanam, who guided me for my PhD and who gave me the freedom to work. See, that's very important. It's not that they sit and command, you should work only on this, nothing. they give a very free hand so that you can choose on what to work. So that's something interesting with IISc, the kind of environment people have given, the freedom they have given. It's an amazing place to work. And then when it comes to, well, even in technically, yes, a lot of people have helped me. The department has always encouraged me. And they are so humble at IISc. In fact, on one occasion, I have taught the Indian cricket team yoga. Yeah, I have conducted a lot of camps for the Indian cricket team. Tendulkar. This was when Greg Chappell and John Wright were coach. Something like that. So at that time, I was regular. So a lot of photographs used to appear with all these leading cricketers: Anil Kumble, Javagal Srinath, Dhoni, Venkatesh Prasad, all leading cricketers, especially Sachin Tendulkar. He has acknowledged also in several places. He used to practice half an hour after the class also. He was requesting for special class. So on one occasion, what happened, our professor Raghunandan, he was the chairman. He was the chairman of my department, aerospace. In one of the newspapers, an article, front page it came, about me doing yoga with cricketers, picturing Tendulkar in the front page and myself. And while writing, that fellow has written what I think Dr Omkar, who is the HOD of Aerospace Department. He has written.
Okay.
I had not seen the newspaper. Morning I had class and I went to IISc. See, any other person could get offended. What this fellow calling himself HOD, etc. But when I met my chairman, somehow accidentally met me on the way and said, "Omkar, congratulations." I say, you have taken all my headache. I said, "Sir, what is it?" No, they have put you as HOD. So I am glad you take my headache also. That way he said, see, that's the kind of people we have. They don't take it, in a fancy way. How can you be put like this and things like that? We are surrounded by such very great people in IISc. And nobody has ever objected that how can you do yoga, all that and all that. They have all encouraged. In fact, every year, June 21st, I take care of this International Yoga Day at IISc. They're all so nice and encouraging. So when you have that kind of environment, I think it will help us to groom whatever innate abilities we have.
We all hope that UVCE provides that environment.
Yeah, I think that should happen. That kind of freedom will make anyone better.
Yeah.
Let me put it that way. And especially in academic environments, I think that kind of a mutual freedom and mutual trust is very important. Yeah. I'm sure UVCE will become another IISc.
Yeah, let's hope that.
Yes.
Yeah. I guess that is the conclusion for this episode. I'd like.
Okay.
So the thing is, I want to continue, but the people these days have less attention span.
I know.
They won't watch anything.
No worry. Yes. We will get back in case anything else is necessary. I'm always available.
Yes. I'd like to thank you for joining this episode and throughout your busy schedule, saving a time for us. Telling about your. It was a great conversation. I enjoyed throughout every part of it.
Me too. I thank you, Abhinandan and Adrian, for giving me this opportunity to be with you all. I wish the UVC students and the whole family of UVC all the best.
Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for joining, and all the best for your future endeavors.
Thank you. Namaste.